Hi, my name is Jerry and I collect 1917s toys, mainly toy soldiers, and I like to collect playsets. And that's what this is. A big old playset requires quite a big of a box to get it shipped over here. And this is a playset I actually already have, and I got another one for several reasons. It's one of the best playsets I think from back in the 70s, and I wanted kind of to do like with the Desert Combat Pack I did, that video, I put two of them together to make one really big, super cool playset. And I actually did a video on this one already, which I think was pretty good, but I kind of missed showing all the little parts of the playset, I think. So I could do that better. I figured this would be a good time to do that now when I got another one. So really show, because all the parts in here, they're really nicely made and have some really great detail. There's one more reason for getting a second one though. I have a plan for this, maybe. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But anyways, I figured the order of the video will be just open the package, of course, and have a look at the box and look at what's inside. And this time do it really properly and thorough. And then set it up in its original state if you want, and then try to add the second playset and get a really bigger one, and then add a crap load of other toys and stuff in this to see if we can make it like really awesome. But yeah, let's just get this thing open. All right, let's see. There's stuff in there. I'm not sure the box was the greatest, but I think it's fine. So let's see if I can get this out of here. Another beachhead assault. I'm gonna have to look at the listing again, but yeah, this box was in rough shape, I think, and some of the stuff fell out, and that's the problem when you actually ship it like this with nothing inside the box, going all the way from England. Things are gonna fly around in here. I think it's actually better if you take stuff out and put them in a separate box, all these little parts. With bubble wrap in it, and then just keep the box empty. But usually they still, they're fine when they get here, but it's just it's a big mess. But let's see what's in this thing now. So let's start with the box here. This box was in rough shape. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. I have a few things I want to try out with actually repairing boxes like this. But the box art on this, come on. Can you do this today? No, you can't. Of course not. You're not going to be able to put explosion, burning buildings, rockets going off like that and bullets hitting the water. You're not going to be able to put that today. But this is just, I mean, you just want to buy this when you see this and play with it. It just evokes so much imagination and wanting to play it. So, but, judging from how scarce these are, I figured there's not that many kids that actually got these back in the 70s, because they're pretty hard to find actually. But yeah, just look at the box art. It's incredible, the watercolor, and that actually there's some of the soldiers in the set is actually on here, and some of the vehicles in the set are actually on here as well. And some of the buildings I think is pretty well depicted from what's in the box. And the small pictures here on the side, it says, yeah, this is the 75 range of military vehicles. So these are not World War II, even though we'll see here the soldiers and the landing craft is kind of World War II, I would say. These are American troops. But of course, Matchbox, I don't know why they didn't put some of the Battle Kings in here. That would have been a lot nicer, but they didn't. So you can see the buildings, 6 authentic, 3 vehicles. And then you get a landing craft and 15 combat troops in this one. And you get the air-powered multi-rocket launcher. Nice. And then on the side here, some really great artwork as well. If you lift this down from the shelf, I should say, and as a kid and you see this little happy guy, you're going to want to buy this for sure. And you actually can tell how it looks set up, and it looks awesome. Here the buildings though are gray, but in the box all of them are brown. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, here you get to see some of the stuff in there as well, drawn. You get the launcher thing, 15 combat troops, and yeah, we'll have a look at those because those are kind of interesting as well. And all the little parts and the playmat as well here. Really nice box that tells everything that you need to know about what you're getting in it. So let's see what's inside then. There you go. I just wanted to organize this kind of maybe how it would look when you actually open it on Christmas Eve there. 6 buildings, of course. We'll have a look at everything in a minute up close. 6 buildings, 3 vehicles. What else did it say here? And it said it's supposed to be 6 of the barrels, and then how many of those 10 tank traps in there. You have the soldiers. I don't know if they're supposed to go in there or not. And you have the little bridge here, and you have some telegraph, what do you call them, electric poles. And then the building, some fences and stuff, and some other features here that are really, really neat. Let's just go through all the little parts here and see how they look, because they're really, really cool. So look at the buildings. They're so cool. I think it's so good, you know, with the little here, the boarded up windows there with the metal shutters, and over here you have them with the wood planks instead, and just all the destruction. And that, you know, this 3 of the buildings are in a light brown and 3 are in like a tan. Roofs are red and gray. So it's a nice variation, makes it looks like really lively without even being painted. I think the inside is equally great, because for almost all the floors here, you can put soldiers in shooting out through holes in the wall or in the windows. I think that's a really, really nice attention to detail. And I think the roofs also, the way they stick on here, are fairly easy to get to actually stay in place once you set this up. The only problem though is that these buildings being this tall and having no base plate, when I tried to set these up before, it's a bit frustrating. I think I would actually had probably put him on with sticky tack if I had this playset as a kid, and probably ruined the playmat. Then we have the landing craft, really nice. Of course, with these, like so many times with toys like this, one of the tabs for the front hatch is broken off, so it's not going to stick. So you would have to put this again with sticky tack to play with, and just do it that way, because I think these would break pretty fast when you're playing with these. But I think the details on these are great for being toys. I mean, they're not models, but I think they're good enough. And the steering wheel is just supposed to stick on there. I'm not sure if this is broken now either. Yeah, it looks like both of them are broken, because the peg in here is supposed to actually be attached to the steering wheel. Yeah, so broken off, but that's the way it goes. I don't think this was listed as mint condition anyways, but I think these are really, really nice. And then you can of course put the vehicles in there also, of course, with the rocket launcher. So these fit really well. I think it's kind of cool. And yeah, this one I thought when I got this set the first time, this is not real, this is stupid. But there was actually some kind of a, when they did the beach landing on D-Day, on some of these they had, but it was a lot smaller, some kind of mortar system or rocket system with a lot of rockets on here that would have been a lot smaller to scale. But this is kind of neat, and it kind of works. So just put a couple of rockets in there. I can't remember which one was for the, no, that's the rear one then. It's not working. Yes, it is working. So you gotta, there you go. Gotta press it kind of hard. The vehicles, though, makes me kind of puzzled. But I guess a lot of toy manufacturers did it like that back then. Airfix did as well. They weren't too concerned with this being World War II or modern or whatever. It was just a playset for military toys, right? So they took what they had in the 75 range and put a few of those in there. Good enough, I guess, but could have been better. Another thing I think makes this set so great is all these little terrain features, accessories, because these are also really nicely made. If you look at, for instance, this one, the fencing, and there are actually 2 different ones. As you can tell, the broken board there is on the left side and then on the right side. So I think this is really good attention to detail. This one was missing, unfortunately, 2 of the telegraph poles. They're supposed to go on this here, like so, but they're missing, but that's fine. And then you have some really great tank traps, and this set didn't have that many. It's missing quite a few barrels and crates like this. So the toy soldiers you get in this set, I think it varied. I've seen a little bit different, and this is a bit strange maybe, but as you can tell, these first 2 here are actually American soldiers in blue, standing riflemen and kneeling riflemen. And then over here, you have 2 NATO troops, which is, you know, again, like a standing rifleman or something, and yeah, whatever. And then in the back here, you have a German submachine gunner. And if you look at these 2 figures here, the figure on the right, the German rifleman, he's actually from the regular toy soldier set, the 1/76 scale that Matchbox made. And you can tell the figure that comes in this set is quite a bit taller. And I think that's because these were actually part of the Matchbox toy line that came with, for instance, the Battle Kings. And also the bottom on these are not flat like on the regular Matchbox toy soldier, but like this. So these look mostly like the ones that came with other toy sets. And then last but not least, we have to have a look at the playmat as well. Really, really nice details on this one. I'm going to see if I can somehow be able to get those two playmats together and make one big set. But yeah, you got some bombs hitting the water here, and this is where the bridge goes. It's in the set. And then you have the backdrop that is so cool. We just searchlights, burning buildings, chaos of battle. Up here as well, you have some explosions. And here as well, you have some artillery explosions. And up here is where you're supposed to set up the buildings. Here you have a little ramp for one of the landing crafts maybe to get up. And also over here you can land with your landing crafts, and you have some tracks and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a very nice playmat. A couple of more things here with the playmat and the support for the back of it. This is kind of a neat little thing, you know, just put these together like this. They're in like soft plastic, so they're gonna last. But I'll show you what happens when you actually put them on the backdrop. So there you go, they're all nice and set up, very stable, and then you let it go. And it just folds like this. So it's actually, I have two of these, like I said, and it's actually, they are folded like this. I guess that's because when it ships, it should fold like this, so the actual backdrop, I mean the playmat with the backdrop is actually not getting rubbed in the package, but it ends up going like this. But you know what we do with that? We always get our little nice little ball of sticky tack to set it up. And as you can tell, then it works really, really nicely. Another thing with this set and the playmat that is both nice and frustrating is that, of course, you have here the actual base or basement, whatever you want to call it, for the buildings, where to set them up like this. You set them up like this and you start playing. And this is gonna happen. Now only one fell over just because I wanted to show. But this is just, it's not very good at all. But then again, what do we use? We use a nice little ball of sticky tack, of course. And there you have it. You can play to your heart's delight and nothing's gonna happen to these. I was a bit worried in the beginning about putting sticky tack on the playmat, but it's actually, the print is very nice and shiny, of very good quality, so the sticky tack doesn't ruin it at all. It's very easy to just apply and remove, so that's really, really nice actually. So I guess all there is then is to set up the whole playset and see how it looks. So there you go. It's all set up now with all the parts that just came in the playset. And not that great. All the stuff like the playmat, the buildings, and some of the other things are really cool, but only getting 15 combat troops. It's such a great big playmat that really can hold a lot of toy soldiers. This is just not good enough. And the other one I have, I got some green and some blue. This one is only blue soldiers, and it's a big match of whatever units they're supposed to look like. And the three vehicles that come with this set, once you have it set up like this, it's not on par with what it could be actually. The rocket launcher, I think, looks fine like that, even though it's huge. It's a fun play feature, and all the little extras like the telegraph poles, the hedgerows, the fencing, all the buildings, everything like that looks really, really cool. And if I had my way, if I had been the art director or creative, whatever, for this set back in 1976, 77 something, I think what came with the set would look more like this. One full box of British infantry and one box of German infantry. That would give you 100 toy soldiers, and also one each from each side, the King Tiger and the Sherman. And of course, to make it true Matchbox style, I wouldn't pick the camouflaged ones, but rather the silver King Tiger and the gold Sherman, which I think is true Matchbox toy fashion. But you know, you can't go all serious with this stuff. But I wish I could have shipped it like this. But then again, the retail price, I guess, would have been off the charts. But I think this would have been really cool. And let's set this up with these guys. There you go. I think that makes a big difference, having 50 infantry units on each side. And the scenarios, I guess it's about the same. But here you have actually the gold Sherman moving off the landing craft. You have some officers here discussing where to go and how. And then you have one small unit crossing the bridge with some support here. And you also have another group over here laying down covering fire for the people moving across the bridge. It's actually a German unit there moving in from the side. Here in the middle you have actually some hand-to-hand combat going on. And on this side here you got the other British unit moving in. And there's a big German unit here, even with the support weapons like machine gun and mortar. And then, of course, you have the silver King Tiger moving in from the rear. So like I said, one thing I really like with this set is that they actually made it so you can put troops inside. So you got a big German unit inside of these buildings firing back. And back here you also have reinforcements moving in with the King Tiger. Yeah, so maybe this would have been a little bit more fun take if they actually added some more units and some cool vehicles and actually made this more World War II like. So I think this would really have been the most awesome playset ever made. But now it's just a really awesome playset. And anyways, last thing to do is set up both playsets with both playmats and all the parts for it, and even more soldiers, vehicles and stuff, and see if it looks fun or not. Okay, so that took about an hour to get done. It was more work than I thought, but anyways, and the table is a mess. I had to bring out some more Battle Kings. I even brought out some of my old toy soldiers and vehicles from when I was a kid to set this up. But yeah, it turned out pretty cool. I think putting the mats together, kind of like here, you get an extra little shore thing there that looks kind of weird, but you get this little canal kind of thing going in the middle of town and set up another bridge there. It was great being able to set up all these buildings here as like a backdrop and kind of keep this part of the playmat almost like the original, and then setting the other one up a little bit different. But I think and it's kind of fun. I created a lot of little scenes in this. I'll show you guys all of that because I think it's kind of fun using, you know, imagination and just goofing around. Yeah, so first here with the landing craft, some support vehicles, since they actually, this part of the shoreline or the harbor, they actually cleared already, so they can actually move in some support vehicles with the material. And you have a few officers here by the modern Jeep, painted by me sometime like 40, 50 years ago. And then you have one officer telling the Sherman you have to hurry and move up. A little bit, again, support team over here. But over here, they actually got the Germans' storage. And those two guys, they're supposed to be with a mortar, but I don't have it. So they're actually taking some kind of bombs or whatever out of the crates. And these two guys with the bayonets on the rifles, they're actually trying to clear the tank traps on order from that officer right there. On this side, on the road here, you had some of the British units trying to actually flank on the side, but they're actually getting stopped by a pretty decent German unit. Even the, oops, he fell over. Even they had to set up the mortar just on the bridge right there. You have an officer leading the counter charge here. And there's some hand-to-hand combat again. And then just over here, just a bunch of British troops firing at the building, try to clear that. And then, of course, the gold Sherman moving up the road. But on the other side, there's a pretty sizable German infantry unit supported by a King Tiger moving up the road there to try to stop their advancement. And again, like before in the building, a lot of German soldiers. Here's another stupid little scene. Some of the vehicles I painted maybe when I was 12, 13. There's actually some German Africa Corps trying to come support here. I guess the war in Africa is over, so they have to support over here. But the bicycle riders, they're saying, no, we had enough of this. Tour de France is coming up. We're leaving. And yeah, then you have, maybe this is the captured artillery. And over here is the German headquarters. They got a support truck there. One German officer's on the radio with the even higher ups. And then one American paratrooper is trying to sneak into the headquarters there because there's the fight going on outside, but the officer here sees him. So, and also here, of course, you have the American paratroopers moving up on this flank. I guess they landed somewhere else in the harbor. And there's actually a mix of elite units here with German paratroopers and mountain troops trying to ward off that attack. And of course over here you have the support landing craft with those rocket launchers. So I don't know what you think. I think this was kind of fun. It took me, like I said, about an hour to set this up, but you know, I have nothing better to do with my life than playing with toys, right? But anyways, that's it for this video. Catch you guys in another one. Cheers.